Welcome everyone to the Morning Smoke. It is your host, the underscore truth 1987. I'm here with my co-host, Mellow Miller. I wanted to make sure I said it right. I ain't want no problems. Mellow Miller. So yeah, he's giving me a thumbs up. Cool. So thanks again. Thank you everybody for joining us this week. We got some good stuff for you today. Today should be a really good show. We always have a really good show, but we're gonna have a really good show. We are excited. Both of us are. It is NBA time, people. It is back, and as you can see here, if you're watching us, we are in NBA gear. We ready. We ready. We look forward to this every year. So not only just college, but we also love NBA as well too. So we are happy that that's back. So we are going to talk a little bit about that in a segment or two this show. So stay with us. Just real quick, let's go through the parameters. Thank you, JQLM Radio, for inviting us back. We are here every Monday from 10 to 11 a.m. We are also on Facebook and YouTube at the Morning Smoke Podcast. Once again, that is the Morning Smoke Podcast, so you can search that out in any of those and you should find us. We're also on Spotify and Anchor.fm as well too, so you can, and it's also at the same tagline, the Morning Smoke Podcast. But definitely listen, join, share, like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. We love it. We appreciate it. So jumping into our hot topics for the week, I'm going to actually have my co-host start today. We'll have him jump into some topics this week, and I will follow. But the floor is yours, sir. You have the con, as they say in Star Trek. So,
I love it. That's my stuff. I'm gonna run through a few things. I'm not gonna focus on any one, but I'll touch on a few here. Lakers, they re-signed Avery Bradley. He cleared waivers. He was a part of that 2019 championship team, although he didn't attend the bowl. But he was definitely critical to that team, throughout the season. What's your thoughts on that, real quick?
Good signing. They definitely are going to need him. Great defensive player. So I think he brings a lot to the team. We'll see what happens though.
He was with the Warriors all off season, in the preseason, and I think we go ahead and put him on Steph tonight. All right, so what will I say here? In college football, there was a coach, Washington State, out of the Pac-12.
Okay.
Their coach, Nick Rolovich, he took a stance against the COVID-19 vaccine, and it cost him his job. Now, I know we've had, ongoing stories and updates about this and how it affects the sports world. And so this is, a D1 program, lost his head coach because he wanted to not take that vaccine. So I know we've talked about that. I also wanted to touch on, this is just for my Laker family. If you've been following, we got a new sheriff in town. All right. His name is Austin Reeves. All right.
Oh my God.
You look for him. All right. This boy, he can flat out play basketball. All right. And it means something when the leader of your team, LeBron James, calls you up and say, come on, let's go shoot. All right. So I just want that out there. Austin Reeves, private invitations. He's out there hooping. LeBron ain't going to do that with number 15 on the squad. He is going to do that with somebody he thinks is going to be important to the team's success. And so you look, follow this story throughout. Austin Reeves, remember his name. And lastly,
he's not Caruso. Let's just move on. Please, let's move on. He's not Caruso. He won't be Caruso. Let's move on.
Lastly, I'll touch on this is major news here, in my opinion.
Okay.
The Ben Simmons 76ers drama took a turn with the latest quote from Joel Embiid. And so if you've been paying attention, it's just like the Nets and Kyrie. They keep asking. And Joel Embiid snapped. He said, at this point, I don't care about that man. Honestly, he does whatever he wants. That's not my job. I'm only focused on trying to make the team better, win some games, play hard every night, and try to lead the guys we have in here. I'm not here to babysit, end quote.
Well, I want to add to that too, because you mentioned it. Because I also saw something that was also breaking news today as well too. Ben Simmons actually was kicked out of practice today.
Yep.
Doc Rivers said he got to go. So I don't know what's going on in the camp with that man, but he's been kicked out. Players are speaking against him, and I think he's also been suspended as well too. A game.
They kicked him
Um,
out of practice because he was suspended. They couldn't let him
yeah,
practice and not
yeah.
suspend him because that you when you're suspended, you can't be in the facility, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
they had to do that, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, he suspended one game. He will not be there opening night.
Crazy, man. It's some stuff going on in Philly, boy. So that's ongoing news. So we would definitely keep you up to
Listen,
date with that for sure. Yeah.
Ben Simmons doesn't have a history of being a headache. This is a very unique situation in which players and coaches, organization kind of threw him under the bus.
Hmm.
And so he took that, very personally. And so whether justified or not, that's the background behind this. If
Hmm.
if I'm the Nets, I'm trading for Ben. But the Sixers already rejected it. But if I'm the Nets, I'm trading for Ben because he's not a history. If I'm Philly, I'm not trading for Kyrie, which they said they not, because then you'd be trading one headache for another.
Nobody wants Kyrie anyway, so
Yeah.
I don't even think
So
that's going to happen.
it's tough, right? It's tough. So I don't
Uh,
know. I mean, you trade him to go out there and play with what's that team in China?
oh wow, wow,
The
wow,
Shanghai whatever.
wow, wow.
Trade
Now
him
you
out there.
want
But no,
now
that's
you
all
want
I
to
got
go
about that,
overseas?
man.
Overseas, that's crazy.
Yeah, trade
Uh,
them in overseas. But anyway, what you got, baby?
yeah. So moving to the entertainment world. So next year was supposed to be a great year for Marvel. If you've been following that story, Marvel obviously had some pushback this year because of COVID. Also, a lot of movie manufacturers have had that issue this year, where they just have not been producing the amount of movies that they need to because of the COVID situation. And
Yeah.
so Marvel was looking good for next year because there was like 4 or 5 movies that were coming out like back to back to back to back next year, 2022. Well, released this week, Marvel has decided to move back their entire 2022 slate of movies into 2023. Those movies include Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which hurts my heart because that was supposed to come out in March of next year. That's now pushed back to May. Actually, it still comes out next year. It's just pushed back a few months, but it comes out in May 2022 instead of March. Thor: Love and Thunder, which was supposed to be slated for May 6th, 2022, now comes out in July. Um, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, that was slated to come out in July. This one's been the furthest pushback. I think it looks like it's pushed all the way back into November of next year. We have the Marvels, which is basically Captain Marvel 2, essentially. That was slated to come out in November of 2022. That's now coming out in February of 2023. And Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, moves from February 17th of 2023 to July of 2023. So they've pushed back their whole amount. And also, which is not in the Marvel universe, Indiana Jones, they also own that movie as well too, Disney and Lucasfilms. That's also pushed back as well too. That was slated to come out next year, July 29th of 2022. It is now slated to come out in June of 2023. So COVID and probably some other things going on in the Marvel Disney area right now that's causing this particular pushback. I'm gonna be honest, America. I'm not worried. They don't miss. So if they're pushing back, it's for a reason, and I'm okay with the reason. I'm okay with waiting because they always produce good movies. So I'm not too worried about it, but I am looking forward to seeing these movies next year. I'm glad that they're not all pushed back into 2033. I think we'll be able to still see some good stuff. So at this point, my we can actually move on. I don't know why my co-host is really he's salivating at this point. We can move on. We can go to something else. Nah, I'm
I
gonna be
would
nice.
like to.
I'm gonna be a man. I'm gonna be a man. I'm gonna let him go ahead and say something. Go ahead and say
I
something.
would like to, just a little bit, right?
Go
Great,
ahead.
great.
Go ahead.
I'm so glad you brought this up. I'm
Yeah,
so glad
yeah,
you brought this up.
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I know the reason.
What's
If you
that?
want me to, I have insider information.
Talk to him.
All right, from a reliable source.
Can you say the source, please?
No, I got to protect my sources, but from a reliable source, right?
Oh, okay,
DC has scheduled in March the Batman movie.
that's correct. That's already. That's already.
Hey,
That's
no, no,
news
no, no,
already.
no,
So
no,
keep going.
no. Listen, in May, DC has an animated movie that has tested very well with all the internal reviews. It's for kids. It's animated, but it's a DC Pets movie. All
Okay.
right, Super Pet.
Okay.
July, Black Adam come out with The Rock, Mister Box Office himself.
Okay.
November, The Flash.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
December, Aquaman.
Okay. Yeah.
Listen, listen. My insider tells me that Marvel has been seeing the trailers. Marvel has been testing the audiences. They didn't want no part of releasing the same dates. They
Mm.
had their little run, right? They had their little Robert Downey Jr., decade, whatever, 15. Look, it's over. He's gone. He can't carry you no more. Now you're going to have to go heads up with a full blown slate of DC movies. They didn't want to go heads up in these months. That's why they pushed them back.
I'm
You
gonna put it
understand what
like
I'm trying to tell you?
I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna put it like this real quick. DC is still playing catch up. I don't want
Oh,
you to get that
they
don't get it
are.
twisted. Don't get
Yeah,
it
they are.
twisted. Don't get it twisted. So even if they are pushing back their movies so that way they don't have to compete with these particular blockbusters, it's really a blessing and a curse for DC right now. It's a blessing because you don't have any competition, obviously, that's going to be going up against you when your movies come out this year or next year, I should say. However, if they don't hit like they supposed to, that's going to be a problem. We've seen where DC have put out some great trailers and put out some good information when it comes to their movies, and they missed. So I hope this DC is about their game next year because if they don't, just know that they got Marvel in the forefront to worry about. So
No, I understand. Listen, listen. Marvel has enjoyed a head start, and I give them all the credit. They have barely missed in
hmm
any of their releases, bro.
hmm
There's only a couple things in which I didn't quite, wasn't a fan of. They've made tremendous choices, so I give
hmm
them all the credit. DC wasn't putting out movies the same time, right? And there was a lot of space, and there's been some revamping and this and that. DC wasn't matching it movie for movie, but now that they are,
hmm
listen. I'm just telling you what time it is, but we can move on. I did want to close out this segment. Look, we got a few minutes left before we got to go to break. And I know this ain't our sports segment, but I'm just too excited. I can't. I
I know you
listen.
are. I know you are.
If you will indulge me,
Go ahead, because I'm excited too. I'm excited too. Let's go. Come on, come on. Let's talk about it. Let's talk a little bit about it.
my boy, NBA.
Let's talk about it.
Listen, I want your predictions, and
Yes,
we'll
sir.
check back on this
Yes, sir.
mid-season. We'll check back on at the end of the season.
Yes, sir.
Who is your early MVP prediction right now?
Like for the league, towards the middle of the
NBA.
season, or just the
No,
whole.
no, 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 no. Who
What you?
will win it at the end of the year? Your early prediction right now. I'll give you a chance to update this come mid-season, but
Okay.
right now I'm gonna lock you in.
Okay. I'm still going Steph Curry.
Steph Curry. All right.
Steph Curry. All day
I'm
long.
going year 19. LeBron James, that
Okay.
kid from that. All right.
Okay.
Who is your defensive player of the year right now?
I'm going Giannis.
A third defensive.
I'm
Wait, he
going.
won it twice already, right? Or did he
Yes.
win it once?
I'm going Giannis, or I'm going Giannis. Giannis, I feel like has gotten better each year. I'm going Giannis. I'm going Giannis. Who
Well,
you?
I respect that. I'm gonna go AD, and I'm
Okay.
not trying to be a homer here. I'm not trying to be a homer.
Okay.
AD been flirting with it, and he said it's a personal goal of his, and he has come with a new level of focus. If he stay healthy, that's my caveat. Always, if he
Mm-hmm.
stay healthy, I think that he may go ahead and try to do that,
Okay.
especially with them playing more to 5.
Okay.
So he's my early. My last one to you. This is gonna be. Listen,
Talk to me.
we'll see if you are a fan or not.
Talk to me.
Sixth man of the year.
Six man. Mm. I want to say I want to say I don't really consider him a six man though because he starts. Um,
Oh, we got to be 6 men.
well, uh, who you going with? I'll let you go first. How about that? Who you going with?
I don't want no one to think there's any funny business going on.
Go ahead.
I'm going Melo.
Melo as six man. Okay. Okay.
He's
I can
coming
actually
off
see
the
that.
bench.
I can see
He's a
that.
walking bucket, and
I can see
everyone
that.
knows
I
that's
can
what
see
time
that.
it is.
I'll
I
give you
think,
that.
yeah.
I'll agree with you on that one. I can see that. I can
Look,
see that.
America.
I like
Listen,
Melo. Melo's my dude. So I ain't gonna even. I ain't gonna even. I ain't gonna
this is
even.
the first time in history that your guy across from me has picked anything Lakers.
No, no,
So
no, no, no. I'm a roll. I'm a roll with Melo because he can win six man and the Lakers still fail. So that's fine with me. I'm okay with that.
are you pulling for your Melo?
I'm pulling for the Warriors. That's what I'm pulling for. Steph Curry and
Since
the Warriors.
no. Listen.
Yeah, yeah,
Are
yeah,
you,
yeah. Go ahead.
are you? Is there a close second where you're pulling for Melo to get his first ring?
No, not at all. Because if he gets a win, that means the Warriors don't get one. So, so no.
I said a second. Obviously, your first love is to the Warriors. A
Correct.
second.
Nah, I ain't pulling for them either because that means LeBron has another ring. So no, I'm good.
So your hate for Brian is stronger than your love for Melo.
That is correct.
Okay,
At least
that's
when we
on
be
record,
honest.
man. I
Yeah,
listen.
yeah.
One thing I like is honesty. So
Say it for
far,
people in the back. I say it for the people in the back. Yeah, I don't want LeBron to get another ring. I sure don't.
listen,
Sorry, Melo.
America. This is
Sorry.
the first time he ever lived up to his truth on his name on the show. The truth. All right. Well,
Mm-mm-mm.
listen, I'm not gonna hold you up. We are coming up against it. I just want
Yep.
to get a quick rundown, man. I can't wait till the sports. I mean, listen,
Yeah.
we are week one of the NBA preseason. We're gonna be covering some of this.
Yep.
The game results, man. I'm very excited. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
talk about all the games right now.
Yeah. Let's not do it. We'll talk about it later. Well, let's move on before my co-host spills some beans. We don't want to do that. So stick around with us. In our next segment, we do have some good stuff for you there. We do have a Shades of Excellence today. We're going to be talking with a local shoe person. He does some good stuff with shoes, and if you are the shoes enthusiast like myself, you will enjoy this particular segment. So stick around. We'll be back